What's going on, friends? Your boy Gizzy here. Nice to see you again. Hope all is well with you. Again, 973-440-8661. That's my phone number. A lot of you could go to GizzyCredit.com if you have any questions about what I do with helping people with their credit. Today I'm going to be talking to you about funding and the qualifications about funding. A lot of you call me and you want funding quotes through EQUIFAX.com because EQUIFAX is where we go to get the funding. It's usually a simple process. What you need to do is either you have EQUIFAX.com or CREDITCHECKTOTAL.com. I will need the username, password, and SSN for Credit Check Total. And what I will need from Equifax is your Equifax username and password. The reason why we have two is simple. Equifax.com, of course, we will go to Equifax funding through banks that only will run your Equifax credit report. Why do we use Credit Check Total to view your credit? From what we've seen in our experience, Credit Check Total has the best credit score per se on what a commercial credit report will pull or a tri-merge report. So when I go to Equifax, Equifax been having problems updating their information online, and they may not be as accurate as Credit Check Total. But always understand that when you call me, I will need the username and password for Equifax, and for Credit Check Total, I will need username, password, and SSN. And of course, you could text it to me or you could email it to me. I would prefer for you to email it to me at my email, which I write it down, and you could contact me through my email. Now, when I receive your over 725 FICO scores, I get a lot of people who call me. I got a 715, I got a 707, I got a 700 FICO score. Just today, some dude called me, and he was really ghetto with how he talked to me. Yo, you do funding? I was like, yeah, but you know, what are you trying to do? All goes back to what are you trying to do? You do funding, you do this, you do that. I mean, of course we do funding, but what is it that you need funding for? I always want to know because I need to know where I'm going to go for you. Like, I need to have an idea. So either you want a car, either you want credit cards, either you want a loan, business loan, you know, all those things. Yo, when you write me an email, you know, hey, I'm trying to get funding, I'm trying to get some credit cards, I'm trying to get a vehicle through Equifax only. You know, write me that description so I understand, and so I go, okay, cool, I can help you with this. I mean, I don't care how ghetto you are or how professional you approach me. You know what I'm saying? But I need to have those information because I help all types of people. Everybody who calls me, they all call me with, everybody got the same story, but it's all good. I'm here to help you out. Now, just because you have a 725 or above does not mean that you will get funding. I'll tell you why. A lot of you have been coming to me with 760 FICO score, 750, 745, but you only have one account. And that one account may be just one authorized user that you put, and you don't have nothing else. If you just have an authorized user, I'm afraid that you just have what we call in the industry a thin file. When you have a thin file, it's going to be hard to go and get you funding. Can you go to, let's say, Capital One, these other small banks online, First Premier and stuff like that? You could go there, of course. You could end up getting $300, $500, you know. But if you want to go and get $10,000, $15,000, $20,000, you are going to have a well-rounded credit profile. What does a well-rounded credit profile look like? A well-rounded credit profile has at least 24 months of payment history. Not only will it have, if you want, authorized user trade lines, but it must have primaries, at least 2 to 3 primaries. If you've been paying a vehicle off, which is an installment loan, you can have that. Now, you can have also student loans. But the thing about student loans is that they have to be paid on time all the time. And the thing about student loans is that you're always maxed out on student loans. That's why it's good to have, let's say, a furniture store, let's say a vehicle, let's say a mortgage. Then you can have 2 to 3 credit cards. They could be from $500 to $5,000. But one thing that will not get you funding is if you have over $30,000 in unsecured credit on your profile. If you have more than that, I'm afraid I won't be able to go and get you any more money, because what they look at is they say, this person has already $30,000 in unsecured credit. Why does he want more? You know what I'm saying? So if you have 10 to 15, that's when I say I could get you 70 to 100. I could get you 50 to 100,000. Just like the other day, I helped this dude, which came with me with a good profile from Colorado, and I gave him 80 grand. He started getting his money. Like, we applied Thursday, Friday. He started getting his money on Tuesday, the next Tuesday after that. But everybody gets 20 grand. A lot of times, people call me. They want my information as far as where they're gonna go. We only going to fund you bank by bank. Okay, so remember, you can't have more than $30,000 and as unsecured credit. All right, now that's why I want to know the story, because I need to find out another way that I can help you out if you need funding. If you have a business, if you don't want things posted on your credit that you want them to go on your business, I have connections and I have people that can help you. Another thing is, you can't have no late payments. You can't have any derogatives on. You can't have nothing. People call me and they have a 700 FICO score and they wonder they don't have no negative information. But guess what? You are what is called maxed out on your credit. If you are from 700 to 720 FICO score, you're considered maxed out on whatever revolving credit you have. So it's always good to have your credit at least 38 credit utilization. So in other words, if it's $100 that is your limit, you have to only owe $38. You know what I'm saying? Now, can I do something that's below 50? I'm kind of pushing it, but I have to see the credit file, and then I will let you know what you could do. All right? Now, always remember, credit check total or Equifax, you're going to send to my email. And then we were going to go bank by bank. So once I send you the agreement with the application, that when you send all that back to me, that's when I'm going to send you to the first bank. And I'm going to have you go and become a member of this bank. You will only have one chance to become a member with the banks that I send you to. There may be pop-ups that come up. Your job for me to help you is for you to become a member. You would then send me the member ID and the PIN so I can go and I could apply for you, because you don't know what you're doing. And eventually you're paying me, because if you want to go and do it, you could get $5,000 every day. You come with a 725 score, you could go to the banks and get $5,000. But if you want 20 grand, if you want 25,000, you want 15,000, that's my job. I know how to go in there and I know how to apply for you so you could get that. And I know how to expedite everything so you can have it in less than a week. All right? But if you happen to mess up just one time, the first time that I send you to that place, I'm sorry, I will not be able to help you out any longer. That's just a policy that we have in place here, that even if you're a broker that comes to me with a client, and if they mess up the whole transaction, one time, it's done with. We don't want to know anything about it. I mean, we have people calling us all the time. My partner does about $500,000 in funding in a weekly basis. I mean, personal funding, that's like nothing. You know what I'm saying? That's like having 5 clients and you're able to get 50 grand from each. That's like 250 grand right there in funding. Always remember that you have an agreement, that you must fulfill that agreement because you signed off on it, and you have, you read it first, because you don't pay the back end fee, then we're going to have to act on our agreement, which means that we're going to add collections on your credit. But that hasn't happened recently, and eventually, but if that does happen, we have to be our word. Since we are so aggressive in getting you funding, we have to keep our word if you don't pay us. Even if you don't do anything else, as far as you apply for a car and you mess up the whole process, I'm not going to be able to help you anymore. All right, so I just want to put that out there, because you just can't call Gizzy and think Gizzy going to give you the banks and then you're just going to go. It's not about that. It's about maximizing what we know in order to for you to achieve what you want. And what you want is money. You know, that guy that got 80 grand, you know, you could be that person. That person who gets 50 grand, you could be that person. You know, but you have to understand how we're going to do it in order for you to benefit from it. All right, guys, this is a short video. You can call me 973-440-8661, or you can write me an email here on YouTube, or you could go to my website, which probably you are now, GizzyCredit.com, for more information. Let me know how I can help you, and we could keep going, and we could keep funding you. Okay? Have a good day. See you later.